Alright, so in this video, I'm going to be demonstrating how to make a pair of nerd glasses, from the 80s. So what you're going to need for nerd glasses is you're going to need a pair of tape. So this kind of pair of tape. Any tape will do. I have this purple tape, which will look really nice for purple. Purple tape. It's going to look really nice. I got this from a college class for drawing. If you couldn't notice, this isn't paper or pencil, so I didn't actually use it for drawing, but that's the reason I have it. And we're going to be using that to tape our glasses. So obviously the second ingredient for our recipe is going to be a broken pair of glasses. And these are dirty turtle shell glasses, but they don't have to be clean. They can be sort of any kind of glasses as long as they're broken in the middle. And we're just going to tape these up. And so you're going to put them together kind of like this, and you're going to get your tape. Just kind of get a bit of it. You know, you're not going to want to get the whole thing because that would be way too much tape. So you're just going to want to get a little bit of tape. Try not to stick it to itself because that's going to be an issue. Let's just tape one side. And you're just going to tape them together. And you know, while I do this, a lot of the times I like to think about sort of where I've gone wrong in my life. Why do I have a broken pair of glasses anyway? I think if I were to die tomorrow, I would want a lot of the stuff that I've made to be released onto the internet posthumously. Not all of it, of course, you know. That'd be terrible. But like most of it. But like be discerning about it, you know? You can't just post all of it. That would... You know, a lot of them are duds. That's why I didn't post them. But a lot of them are good. I just don't want to post them because they're bad. But, I mean, if you're discerning about it, you could probably find a lot of gems in the rough. I mean, most of the rough is actually pretty good. But you're just going to want to, you know, keep the good stuff. Toss away the bad stuff. There's a lot of stuff that just won't age well. You know, a lot of, like, political comedy. It just didn't age very well. I tried to prepare for the 2024 presidency. We're going to add a little more tape here because it's not really sticking together too well. And I tried to prepare for the 2024 presidency. I made a lot of skits involving Kamala Harris being the president. Boy, did that not turn out. It's probably, you know, I had to get like 3 more hard drives to store that on, and now I can't get any more because of the RAM prices. All the computer shit is fucking so expensive nowadays because of all the AI, which I also didn't predict. I didn't get a lot of comedy in for that. I thought it was going to be more like, you know, the Flintstones, how they have animals that help them instead of robots. I thought it was going to be a little bit of a return to form on that, but no siree, no luck on that. But you don't have to throw all of it away, you know. Like a lot of the Kamala Harris stuff would still probably be funny. It's just they were referencing events that have never happened and probably won't ever happen. So that's a bit annoying. Yeah. And, you know, furthermore, it's like a lot of art. I mean, is this really art? I mean, what the glasses aren't art. This is a product that I make, but I mean, the comedy's definitely art. I mean, you can tell by the way it is, right? I mean, life's been tough recently, especially with how these glasses break in. I mean, you don't think about it, but technically, I mean, if you have glasses, you basically have a disability. This is like you know, waking up and your wheelchair's broken, you don't have any legs or arms. You know, it's like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what you were supposed to do when you didn't have arms either. It's still a little loose. And you had a wheelchair, because you have to push wheelchairs with your arms. But maybe it was one of the electric ones. Who knows, right? And you just wake up without that. It's kind of like what not having glasses is like. You just wake up. You know, you can't see anything. That's an issue. You know, where's my money from the government? Never get any of that. You know, didn't get the 2022 stimulus either. I was too young. I was too young at the time. I was born in 2005. It's weird, you know. When I was a kid, all the porn stars were older than me. Now they're younger than me. Most of them. Especially the amateur ones. So I feel weird watching that nowadays. When I was a kid, you know, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 years old, you know, I had no quarrel with that sort of thing, you know. It just didn't even cross my mind. But now that I'm about to turn 20, it's like, damn, you know. Like, these are women that are younger than me. Like, these kids probably still in like a algebra class. You know. Like, you can be in high school and fucking take dick from some 58-year-old man with a genetic disorder. That was another thing I was thinking about. I don't think anybody really knows how big their penis is. Really. Like, you know how much it is in inches, right? But, I mean, that's about it. Like, nobody knows how big that actually is, right? If I say the number 40, of course, that's a lot. Like, 40 is a lot of, like, tacos. But 40 isn't a lot of grains of rice. If I give you a taco with 40 grains of rice in it, you'd say that, you know, this taco has barely anything in it. And then if I gave you 40 tacos with 40 grains of rice in them, you'd be confused. You'd be like, why didn't you just consolidate this into fewer tacos? Wanted to get rid of the taco shells. They were getting old. But anyway, yeah, I mean, you don't know how, like, big your penis is. Like, if you have, like, anything below 5 inches, you know, people consider that small. But 5 inches is the average, which means that, you know, 50% of guys have a tiny penis. You know what I mean? But then, it's still a little loose. You know, let's say you have like 5.5 inches. Well, now, you know, it's like, are you small? Are you average? I mean, some people say small, some people say medium. But you're in, like, you know, you're about at the first, you know what I mean? You're at the first, what's it called? Standard of deviation. You know? But you're definitely not big, right? Even though you're one standard deviation away from the mean, you're not big. You're just like normal sized. Maybe some people might say small, right? But now let's say you're like 6.2 inches long. You know, and nobody's going to say you're big still. I mean, you're not big. You're barely above 6 inches. But nobody's going to say you're small. They're going to call you medium. But I mean, most people have below 6.2 inches. And if you look at a different number, like let's just say, I don't know, maybe like 6.73 inches, a little longer than a Samsung S24, for no reason in particular, I mean, you're in the 99 percentile, right? You're over 2 standard deviations above the mean, but at that point, it's like you're medium. Nobody can call you small at that point, but, I mean, nobody's going to call you big. So, once you're larger than 99% of the population... Oh, fuck. I broke it. Oh, I spilled Pepsi everywhere. Oh, good. All right, and we're all done and dusted. Yeah, looking pretty good. I mean, things are still really bad because of the things I've done, but ignoring that, you know, they've turned out pretty good. Not bad, guys. Well, it is bad, but for different reasons. Things are going to be very bad very soon, but at least I can see, so that's always a positive. Good luck to you and your family in these trying times. You need it.